Michelangelo was a painter, I think. Where's my snuff? You got, what are you dipping?
I got Longhorn pouches.
Oh,
Identical. I want people to find this music. I also don't want to look like a damn idiot. I've had mouth cancer on 3 occasions. They're both sitting in the deer stand together, and Jack started laughing, and Rex looks down, and he realized his pants are real short. He looked over, he goes, "It's my britches, isn't it?" That's right. Want to find a way to let you see. And then he takes a draw off the cigarette, he goes, "A little loose."
A little loose.
Scotchity scotch down into my belly.
Mom will be proud of that one.
Yeah. Yeah, honey, I'm the bogey biker. And you know I'm here to stay.
Well, howdy, folks. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the all-new Bogey Biker Studio. What do you think?
I love it. It's great.
The world needs ditch diggers too.
Well, the world needs ditch diggers too.
And welcome to the first episode of what we're calling Between the Bikes. And the first episode in that series is Meet the Rusty Bolts. There's a lot of firsts going on here lately.
Yep.
So the first Rusty Bolts you're going to meet is my identical twin brother, Jay.
Identical.
Identical.
So, yeah, if you take away his porn stash and my whiskers, we actually look more alike than we probably do right now.
That's a Lonesome Dove stash.
Yeah.
Or a Sam Elliott stash.
Sam Elliott stash, we'll call it. I like that, yeah. A buddy of mine in the industry that I've been in for 25 years has always said that I'm the funniest person that he knows, and my response is the same, is that I'm not even the funniest person in my family, because I think you saw with some of the Sling Blade impressions when we were down at the Twisted Sisters that
That's not, I have a few talents, but
this guy should have been on
not-
Saturday. Should have been on Saturday Night Live, so he missed his calling. Our friend Mickey has been saying most of our lives that we need our own show, so I guess we got our own show now.
Mickey needs his own show.
Yeah, Mickey needs his own
Wait
show.
till you get Mickey on.
We're gonna Mickey's not a rusty bolt, but we're gonna get him on here. So
He's pretty rusty.
tell these folks what you do for a living.
Well, I'm a fireman. I've been a fireman for almost, next month will be 22 years. You know, I was fortunate to land in this profession. I think it's the greatest job in the world. I also teach at a local fire academy, trying to encourage both my sons. I have 2 sons, 2 teenage sons, and they're both saying that they want to be firemen, and I'm supporting that 100%. I think it's the greatest job in the world. I get to do a lot of cool things, and some of the best friends I have in my life I've made through the fire department, and so.
The brotherhood that you guys have in the fire department is, I've always been a little envious of that.
Yeah,
because
it's
a cool thing to see.
I wouldn't say it's a unique thing, because there's, like Gerald said, there's a lot of, every group has their own thing, but the things that we go through as firemen and do together. I always tell kids, it's like, especially athletes, when we get through fighting a fire, it's like after a football game. We all know how that feels after a football game. How you're kind of, you're jacked up and you're excited. You've done a good job. You've done what you're supposed to do, and it's a great feeling. Now, the part of fighting that fire sometimes is not so great. It's hard work, and there's a lot of things involved in it. But like I said, I'm fortunate. I kind of fell into it, which that's a whole other story. But I'm fortunate to have done it, and I'm glad to still be doing it, and try to help people who want to do it along the way.
Jay and I we each have 2 kids, and we've been telling our kids their whole lives, motorcycles are dangerous. Don't get a motorcycle. Don't even think about getting a motorcycle. And then about, 3 or 4 years ago, Uncle Jay gets a motorcycle, and my kids are like, "What the hell?"
I've always been a terrible influence.
So what was when you decided to get a motorcycle? I mean, do you remember, like, I know maybe a lot of it was Mike and Rich who
Yeah, so
got
I'm
one
I'm the same way you. I've always, kind of lusted after them and thought about it a long time. And then, when Rich started riding with Mike, and of course, Rich was down at my house and they're talking about riding and stuff. And I thought, well, yeah, that's cool, but it's not something I'm probably going to do. But more and more to happen. Then I started getting on YouTube and I started looking at these videos, and the hook was set at that point. And the more videos I watched, some of the guys that you talk about on your channel that you follow, and I started watching these, and I knew. And so I decided to go take the class and get my license and do all that. And then when I did that, I thought, well, if I don't buy a motorcycle now, then what's the point, So I bought a motorcycle and started riding, and I'll
put
be
the
honest
pressure on me because then.
well, yeah, I mean, it's the greatest.
great.
I mean, it's a life-changing event, I would say, because, everybody has their thing. You got guys that like to fish and guys that like to hunt and guys that like to do lots of things. But I wish I'd have known this was my thing a long time ago.
I know, me
But,
too.
turns out it is, because it's really, I mean, I have pretty much two hobbies. It's riding motorcycles and playing my guitar. And both things involve me sitting on my butt, if you
Yeah.
hadn't figured that out. But, it's turned into such a great thing.
Yeah.
I have more fun doing that than I have any of those other things. Playing golf, there's nothing like riding a motorcycle. And there's nothing like riding a Harley,
Yeah.
for sure.
And it's not just the riding, it's the brotherhood.
Well, it's all the things that go
maybe.
along with it. We got we're fortunate enough to, a lot of people probably can count their best friends on one hand. I think you and I could probably count them on
Yeah.
both hands, both our feet. I don't think we realize how lucky we are to have the friends that we
true.
have,
Yeah.
that would, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain that.
I think I've said 3 times it's the number one comment I get, but this might be the number one comment I get is how lucky we are to have the brotherhood that
Yeah.
we have and the people
But
that
we've
we're riding
always
with. Yeah.
always kind of had that. We've always had a
Yeah.
big group of friends that were.
Yeah.
I mean, I can count 20 people right now
Yeah.
that if I was, you say, well, if I'm broke down on the side of the road, who can I call?
Yeah.
I got 20 people I can
Yeah,
call,
I
and
know.
so do you, and
Yeah.
maybe even more than that. And we think that's normal. It's not
Yeah,
normal.
it's not normal.
Have you been to all 50 states?
I've been to 49.
49.
North Dakota's the only one I'm missing.
Yeah, I've probably been to about 5.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but this is just normal. It's the only thing that I know.
Yeah.
I find it weird, not weird, but different. When I hear, about people from other places that don't live the way
Yeah.
we do, and so
Yeah, we've had such different career paths, I guess. And we have a younger sister who's, maybe the best person I've ever known.
not maybe,
Not
for
maybe,
sure,
yeah.
for certain, yeah.
And she's on our end, and Jay's a lieutenant in the fire department, and I'm just a salesman. So it's kind of funny how that.
No.
But we've had such different career paths. But I was at the same company for 20 years, and we had a similar brotherhood. Again, close friends that I'm still friends with today. I haven't been at that company in many years, but so let's talk about the Bogey Biker channel. What do you think about all that?
Well, I wanted to do that,
Yeah.
but I don't have that chromosome or bone it takes to do stuff like this. That's a Reese Bobby
Yeah.
deal. I think it wasn't chromosome.
We'll clip that in.
I
yeah.
messed that up, but
Things were going good, weren't they?
That's exactly why I had to blow it up. I don't know what organ or bone people have that makes them act right, but I was born without it. I'm no good.
I don't know what kind of organ or bone it takes, but I don't to be a father, but I don't have it. But I don't have, so I did one YouTube video, and it, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I think what you're doing, the way you edit the videos,
Yeah.
You know, obviously putting in the clips from the movies and the TV show. You know, because like you and I, like our friends, and particularly firemen, we communicate through movie quotes. I mean,
It's
I
pretty
can have
much-
a whole conversation
Yeah.
with somebody.
And you're the best.
whether it
You're
be
the
a
best there ever
Anchorman.
was. I think it. You know.
Anchorman, you know,
Yeah.
Sling, but whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I think the way you're doing the channel is cool, and I think that's why people are following. They can
Yeah.
see you've made it to where they want to be what we're doing. They want to be. You made it entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, it is entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's great.
The writing portion of these videos has become less because it's more about
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah. Nobody
involved.
wants to see. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody. You can go to a million
Yeah.
channels and see windy roads.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, but putting that together is believe me, I tried to do a video. I mean, there's one on, you know, and there's a skill to that, and there's an art.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
it.
it's a
That's
skill,
why
but
people win Academy Awards for editing.
Yeah,
you
well,
know? You know?
Yeah. Well, some of these signs I put up. This one, that flag right there, the Harley Davidson flag. You can't see. I'll find a way to edit that in. Was given to me last night. I went to Scott Anderson's house, and Scott Anderson
you did?
is a guy we went to high school with,
Yeah.
and I hadn't seen him in 25 years probably. But he messaged me, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and said, "Well, you're making me want to get a motorcycle."
Yeah, I saw his comment.
And then he bought a Spider, and he said, "Well, y'all probably don't want to ride with me because I was a Spider." I said, "Man, we're gonna give you shit about it, but you come ride with us anytime." And then he said, "Well, you're making me want to start a YouTube channel." So he started a YouTube channel, but he said he had some Harley stuff, so he gave me some of these signs, and I'm not even getting all of them in there, but he gave me some of these signs. So he started a YouTube channel. It's called Blessed in Texas. So I'll put that up here somewhere. So if you get a chance, yeah, here's this to Scott. Good luck, you know. And he said it's weird talking into a camera and doing all this stuff, but you got to start somewhere. And I think people that have the courage is just to start. You should have seen you should see the outtakes. I don't keep the outtakes because I don't have enough data, but you should see some of the dumb stuff that I say and how ridiculous I look, you know, as we're making these videos.
Well, the best outtakes, if you could ever find them, was the Harry Carey in your garage.
Can we? Yeah. So y'all seen
do you
y'all
have
seen
that?
Sling Blade, but yeah, I might have that somewhere. But if you've seen Will Ferrell do Harry Carey,
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here.
there's one person that does Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey better than Will
Yeah,
Ferrell.
my
It's him.
impression is
Can
not
we-
of Harry Carey. It's
It's
of Will Ferrell doing
Can we
Harry Carey.
can we get it?
No, I have to. No,
Yeah.
I got to get my hair right, and it's a whole thing. I got to get in makeup.
Yeah.
You know.
Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here, broadcasting live from Midway, Texas.
Yeah. So let's talk about the songs, the Bogey Biker song and the Rusty Bolt song. I think the biggest compliment you could get is that people say these songs are stuck in my head, and I get that a lot. So the backstory on the Bogey Biker song, as I remember it, I called you one day. I said I kind of wanted like a theme song or something, or intro song or something to channel, and you said, "Well, let me think about it." And like a day or two later, you send me the first verse of the Bogey Biker song, and I remember where I was. I was in San Diego, California, on a business trip, and that's when I met Full Throttle Hog, actually. And you send me the first verse, and I'm just blown away. So when I call you and say I'd like an intro or a theme song, what is your thought process? What do you do?
Well, for me, writing a song, I have to have I have to have the melody, in other words, the music in my head. So I'll get my guitar and I'll play around with some stuff before I ever write the words. I don't know if that's how other songwriters do it. I have no idea. But I can't just, unlike a poet will come up with just words, and then, I don't know how you put music to that after you have words. So
Yeah.
So for the Bogey Biker song, I knew that you were going to want to play it in the background, and we're riding motorcycles. So it needed to be something with a little thumping bass line or something like that. So you figure out what the chords are, And the Bogey Biker song has 2 chords in it. Now, for you guitar players and stuff, I have it capoed at 2, but it's an A minor and a E minor finger position. I know
Of course, that's pretty common.
I know that doesn't mean anything, but for you guitar players, it will. And then it's just telling a story, you know. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes it just comes to you. The songs that I've written over the years, not a whole lot, but they kind of just, the thoughts kind of just come to you, and then you just, you know, you have to know how to play the guitar, and, you know, and so they just come to you, and I thought, well, Mom's going to be mad. Dad's going to think it's cool, but he's going to get in trouble from Mom for thinking it's cool. That's why I said, you know, well, I'm out here humming the Bogey Biker song, you know.
Yeah.
So did that, and then, of course,
Yeah.
JC, my niece, your daughter, I knew she was upset, so
Yeah.
that's just kind of the way it came
Well,
through.
she called us hypocrites, and she's right. 'Cause
Well,
we're
she's
just
right.
doing
Yeah,
something.
a good friend of mine I worked with for a long time at the fire department. We used to go on these motorcycle wrecks, but he was always wanting to get a Harley. David Lopez, he's a good friend of mine, and we worked together for a lot of years. And he would talk about getting a Harley. I would talk him out of it. I said, "You got to be crazy." I said, "We just went to this motorcycle wreck. The guy's leg got amputated.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there holding this guy's leg. It's off his body." And every time I see it,
Definition of an amputation.
yeah, it was, every time I see David now, he's like, you talked me out of it. And, yes, so I am a hypocrite.
Yeah.
We are here for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Let's live life. Let's have fun. Nobody wants to die young,
Yeah.
but we also want to have a good time with our friends while we're here. And so that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So as far as the song goes, that's how that came together.
So let's talk about, I would say, I would guess your biggest influence is Guy Clark.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll tell you, I watched a movie, it's an old documentary from the 70s called Heart-Worn Highways.
Heart-Worn Highways.
Heart-Worn
I'll
Highways,
put that.
and it changed my life. I started playing guitar probably it was right when my wife and I were dating. A good friend of ours was playing guitar out on the back porch, and he was playing some Guy Clark songs actually. And I thought then, I said, I want to do this. And so I went and bought a $100 pawn shop guitar, and I was terrible, but he taught me a few chords, and I watched him play Desperados Waiting for a Train, which is the greatest song ever written, in my opinion. Let Him Roll, which is another Guy Clark song. And so I learned, and I just started playing. But that movie, I can't really explain it, how it changed my life as far as music goes. You and I grew up, Redheaded Stranger, Hank Sr., and, it was pretty much a soundtrack of our childhood. Johnny Horton.
Yeah.
You know,
Mac Abernathy too.
Mac Abernathy. And so we kind of grew up with these, but I realized there was a whole other side of music. There's a whole other culture that back then, country radio, they didn't play. They didn't, Guy Clark wrote and Townes Van Zandt wrote a lot of songs, and other people made them famous. But these were the guys writing the songs.
Yeah.
And Guy Clark could have been a lot more famous than he was. He chose not to because he wanted his songs to stay the way that they were. He wrote Desperados Waiting for a Train about his grandmother's boyfriend, who was an oil
I didn't know what
oil
it's about.
man out in West Texas.
Yeah.
He was kind of like his father. He wasn't his father. He wasn't even his grandfather. He was his grandmother's boyfriend, but he looked up to him. Yeah. And he wrote this beautiful song about him. And I thought, man, that's what music is supposed to be. If you look at Heart-Worn Highways, there's a clip in there. It's Townes Van Zandt in a trailer in Austin, Texas.
In 1975?
In the 70s. I'm not sure what year it was. There's an old man there. His name is Seymour Washington. They called him the walking blacksmith. People would have to go pick him up, and they would bring him to their ranches, and he would shoe their horses and all this stuff. Well, Towns Van Zandt is playing Waiting Around to Die on an old acoustic guitar in a trailer house in Austin, Texas. And Seymour Washington is back there listening to it. And the emotion that brought up in Seymour's, you can see it on the video.
I tried to kill the pain. I bought some booze and hopped a train. Seemed easier than just waiting around to die. And a friend said he knew where some easy money was. We robbed a man and brother did we fly.
That was another point in my life that I remember specifically when I saw that, and I thought, that is what music is supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like the Rusty Bolt song. You know, I wanted that to mean something, so I'm trying to tell a story of what our lives are as Rusty Bolts and you know, what it is. So I pretty much just told the story.
Yeah.
You know, I can make it rhyme and I can put the right chords to it. When you break it down, it's a simple thing, really. But it
sounds simple, but it's not simple for.
It means a lot. It means a lot to me, just because you know, when somebody tells me that they got that dang song stuck in their head all day, that means a lot to me.
No,
and
I
love
know it should. I think it's the greatest compliment.
Yeah,
it would seem like a greatest compliment a songwriter could.
Yeah, you know, and we can get into all, you know, music and all that. There's a lot of music out there. Back in our day, you know, country radio, they're going to play whatever's popular.
Yeah.
You don't see all these people off to the side that are writing these songs. I don't listen to country radio anymore, but if you turn on country radio, it's going to be talking about some girl shaking her butt and
Riding down a dirt road.
in a red pickup, drinking a cold beer.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
No, it's not real.
No, yeah. You know, there are some famous people that have stuck to their roots. Ryan Bingham is one of them. Mm-hmm. You know, I was listening to Ryan Bingham a long time ago. He's a fantastic songwriter and a great singer and a great entertainer. Mm-hmm. People like that, Hayes Carl. Mm-hmm. There are some other folks that are out there. You and I went and saw a Guy Clark tribute concert in Hyco, Texas. Billy Hartman. Billy Hartman's got a new album out. He's got a single out called Handshakes Are for Strangers. Mm-hmm. It's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
Life is meant for living, and that's just what we'll do. Well, handshakes are for strangers, Lord, I'm gonna need some love from you.
I would encourage anybody to go see, if you know, your local artists, people that are playing at these small venues, go see them, because that's where you're gonna hear the best music. I want people to find this music, because it took me a long time to find it.
Yeah.
You know, we always kind of grew up around it, but the ones we grew up around, I mean, they were famous as Willie Nelson and, you know, Johnny Cash and all these people, but there's a lot of good music out there that nobody knows about.
Well, Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash sang a lot of songs that were written by people you'd never heard of.
Well, exactly. Poncho and Lefty. Yeah. Towns Van Zandt wrote Poncho and Lefty.
Yeah.
You know, the Highwaymen sang Desperados Waiting for a Train. That's the first place I ever was. I mean, we know every word to every song on that first Highwaymen album, because we were in the car with our parents, and that's what they were playing, and we heard it, and it was great.
Yeah.
But to see Guy Clark playing it, it's a different thing, because he wrote it. It means something to him.
Yeah.
The intro to Heart-Worn Highways, the intro is Guy Clark playing the LA Freeway on a Martin D45, which is the best guitar Martin's ever made. And it's Guy Clark by himself playing LA Freeway. He's finger picking it. And it is beautiful.
I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed a cop. I've been down the road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't
nothing like it.
Yeah. I get so many comments about Jay's music, the story, the performance, and you kind of see where it came from. I also get a lot of comments just on the YouTube channel. People tell me, you're one of us. Like, we watch your channel because you're one of us. You're not, most people don't say, I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do all this stuff. I don't know how to do this. Like, and I think that compares to music is the good music is just real and tells a story. And I try to this YouTube stuff is just.
Well, I've seen those comments, and I don't know if they're from YouTubers or they're from bikers, because I was thinking they're from bikers.
Yeah.
You know, and because in my mind, you always think bikers. Well, they're all closed off, and they're you can't be one of us unless So I thought that was a pretty high compliment.
Yeah.
To see all these comments saying that stuff, whether it be from YouTubers or bikers.
No, I think it's a combination of both. But I think it's from people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do the one I just wrote about Celeste, I guess. That's its original.
Did you write one about Celeste? I didn't know. Yeah. This is a song he wrote about his wife, Celeste. So let's,
trying hard to tell you the words inside my head. Sitting here remembering all the things we've done and said. You're the love of my lifetime, you have always been. I'm sorry it has taken me so long to let you in. Baby, I need you more and more each day. Wanna find a way to let you see. That's a rough draft. A little loose. little loose. That's a little loose.
yeah, that's like magic to me. This is a Steve Earle song called "Goodbye Michelangelo." They referred to Guy Clark as the Michelangelo of singer-songwriting. Michelangelo was a painter, I think.
Goodbye, Michelangelo. Ain't no trouble where you go. Ain't no pain to burn you blind. Just enough to draw the line. Goodbye, Maestro, fare thee well. Gone to heaven, been to hell. Maybe just New Mexico. Goodbye, Michelangelo. Riding hard, riding heavy.
Well, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for
Find
subscribing.
that pot of gold.
We're humbled by all the attention that we're getting. Let me know in the comments what you think about this type of format. This is the first episode of Between the Bikes and the first episode of the series of Meet the Rusty Bolts. And
I'll meet you down
again,
Main
I
Street.
have no idea what I'm doing, so
We'll find some place
I'm
to
sure
go.
you can pick it apart, but we had fun making it.
If you're looking, keep on looking.
We're gonna keep on
We'll see you down the road.
we're gonna keep on drinking whiskey,
Now poets
but we're gonna turn the
and
camera off.
pickers tell the stories of our
So
time.
we'll see you next time.
Some to find the reason,
Some to find the rhyme. I was born to be a rusty bolt. I'll be one till I die. See what we get.
I was born to be a rusty bolt. I'll be one till I die.